Hi guys, welcome to week 5, the last week of the Great Google Tour. This week in week 5, we're going to look at Google Forms, Google Sheets, Google Maps, and Google Sites. So we'll start with Google Forms. First of all, we'll get to Google Forms. You can do your square of squares or your menu up here, and you might not see it depending on how often you use it in this first box here, but you can click more. And Forms is this purple sort of sheet with the kind of bulleted list or checkbox. So we'll get started on Google Forms. If you haven't used Google Forms before, Google Forms is essentially what it says, online forms. So you can use it for survey, for information gathering, for quizzes, assignments, tests, lots of different things. So you can see we've got a variety of different things here that have been created, some sort of templates and options there. We're going to go ahead and just do a blank, start from scratch. And so this is sort of the default blank for Google Forms. First thing we want to do is we'll give our form title, and let's call it, maybe we want student information. Okay, so maybe you're at the beginning of the school year, you're going to gather some information on your students or whatever. Just like some previous tips, when we do title a document, if we come up here and we click kind of in that Google Drive line up here, it automatically titles it whatever your first one was right here. So that's good. And then there's lots of different options. You use this menu bar here, question 1, where we can title the question and have options. Multiple choice, we've got all these different options for those. And we'll look at those down the road. But I want to talk about this one in this tutorial, just sort of how to customize the theme of your form. So the colors, what it looks like when somebody on the other end is taking your form or filling out your form, so that what they can see. So what we're going to do that is this little paint palette right here. We're going to customize the theme, and you'll see some options here. So the first one is the theme color we're going to look at. So you can switch your color, and you notice it just kind of changes the color of that header that's up there. If you don't see a color in this sort of custom or pre-made palette here, you can click the plus button, and it will allow you to pick or do a custom slider. Also, you see this hex code right here. So if you're familiar with like the color codes or the hex codes, there's a lot of color code generators online. If you found a very specific color you wanted, you could type that in and it would get that exact color for you. So let's say, we want kind of this light blue, and we'll click add, and it will actually add it to my palette right here for me to continue to use. Also then is the background color. Right now it's kind of light. That background color is based on your theme color. So I can switch those. Those are always going to be kind of a lighter color than what's up here, but complementary, that they go together. So you can switch your background color, which is this here. And then also you can switch your font. Basic is the default, but you've got your decorative, which is cursive, which could be an issue for some folks who don't read cursive or haven't seen it before, especially younger kids. Formal, a little sort of thinner, and then kind of that Comic Sans playful. So whatever font you want. The last thing is you can actually place an image up here in the header. So right here, if we come up to image, you can choose your image, and then they have a lot of pre-built images here based on themes. So there's all these static images. There are also some images that actually have some sort of, I'll call it animation, but are like GIFs. And so you can see here like the sparkler with the birthday candle, happy birthday, some of those. If you look at, there are some, a lot of times, theme type images, different, if you want like sports, if you're doing a party, whatever it is. So you can do those. You can also here upload your own photos. And so there's a couple options. One, if you just have a photo that you want, here you can select a photo from the computer, and you can find one. Though if you use a normal image, we'll just say here, let's say you just use like a normal image that you've got on your computer. Because it is like a header, you see this box here, we're limited in its ratio. You can't make it, drag it down or across, it's set. So, if I want to do that, if I go in here, it's set for a very specific ratio, and so you're going to get, kind of this here. One of the options is some of the other tools we've looked at, like Canva, And some of those graphic tools, online tools, when you go and you look at their themes or their templates that they have, a lot of them are headers. And so you can actually create your own header image in a third-party tool like Canva or Adobe Spark, and then bring that in inside of this once you save it that way. So that's an option. So that's customizing Google Forms, colors, header images, fonts, how we want to set it up. Thanks.